So with the tragic passing of Kobe Bryant and the other 8 people on the helicopter yesterday, I just want to spur on the topic of life is fragile and we have to live for today. So let's jump into that and learn how small businesses can take this. Hey, what is up everyone? If this is the first time that you are here, my name is Zachary Ward. I started Project Passion Productions back in April of 2019. I love creating videography and photography content for smaller businesses to help them grow. So if that's obviously something you want to learn about and grow in, then this is the right place. Go hit that subscribe button. Don't waste any time. So in today's video, we are talking about the tragic thing that happened yesterday, which really lays heavy on my heart, and I want to touch on why that is to start. So let's touch on it. So before I touch on what this means to me, I want to touch on how this even applies to small businesses or young entrepreneurs like myself, how I can help you with that. And I think really the big thing is the fact that life is so fragile and most of us are kind of staying back and afraid to really take those risks and try to go for things because we're maybe scared. But I want to kind of direct you in the way of helping you understand that life is so fragile, and if we don't go for it right now and we aren't obedient to what the Lord is trying to lead us in where we are right now, then we might miss out on it. And so I really don't want you to miss out on it, and so I want you to watch this whole video for me, take it all in, soak it all in, leave your comments below and let me know just kind of what you thought about it. So let's jump into what it means for me. Okay, so what does this mean to me? Well, if you don't know me, then I've been playing basketball for about 16 years. I love basketball. It's a big part of my life. And I watched Kobe Bryant. I watched him play all the time. And I also studied his game and learned and tried to figure out, how did he make that shot? How does he do this? And so it was really, really hard news to take. And I found out as I was at church and my heart just sank. Because I just couldn't believe it. I'm still kind of in a little bit of shock, honestly, if I can be real with you, because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And so with that moment, we realized how fragile life is, but it's more than that. It's more than just life being fragile. It's the hard part for me when I found out was the fact that I'm guessing he probably didn't know the Lord. That's where it really sank into my heart. I was like, oh my goodness, this man probably did not know the Lord, and maybe no one on that helicopter knew the Lord. That's what killed me inside. But ultimately, this moment, yes, even though it hurts a lot, it just really in turn for me personally spurred on this video and made me realize that life is fragile, and if I don't live for today and don't live for the Lord today, ultimately, then I'm gonna be lost. And when I'm gone, when that inevitable day hits, it's gonna hit, and I don't know. It's just really convicting. All right, so the first thing to help us as young entrepreneurs and small businesses grow is, and not to become complacent, is, ready for it? Pursue God's truth. That is the ultimate one. And maybe you are here today and you don't believe in that. And I hope that you go leave comments. I love to talk to you about this. But here's the quick synopsis. If you don't believe, then I want you to know this hope, because one of these days life is going to be over for you. And I want you to know and have that same hope that I have. And it's that one day the Lord is going to come back, and I'm going to look at him and I want to hear him say, well done. And so all that entails, he sent his son Jesus to die on a cross for each one of us. And he paid that ultimate sacrifice for us so that we could know him and then not be free from those shackles that were on us. And good news, right? That is such good news. And he loves us so much. He has never left, ever. There's not been a point in my life, even though I run away all the time, metaphorically, of course, I've run away so many times, and yet he's pursued me every time. He's never given up on me, and that has changed my perspective on things so much. And he will do the same for you. I guarantee that, because he says he will. And so if you don't know it, I really encourage you to talk about it. And I don't know why you don't, and I understand that some people, it's just really hard. I mean, if you're here right now and you just are like, Zach, I'm not for that. Stick with me, please. Like, I get it. Like, sometimes it's really hard. And I don't know what you're going through and why, like, maybe that's the case. But I want to encourage you today to just really think about it, at least for me, think about it. So number 2, and this is very universal and kind of applies to a lot of things, but you have to hear this, is never stop growing and learning. And the thing is, I'm going to touch on one of the things I actually wrote in here, and I said, the moment you tell yourself, I'm good, I've learned enough, is the moment you lose, the moment you become complacent. And that is so true. Like, if I just stood here today and was like, I've learned everything I can about cameras, and I know how to use my camera, I'm perfect at it, like all this stuff, I'm complacent, I'm stuck. And you should never stop growing and learning, like never. And whatever you do, like ever, like you're always growing and learning. Why? Because everyone else is learning and growing. So it's like you have to fight and pursue it at a higher level so that you can fight to get above that, and then they'll go right back, and then you'll go, like, it's just this thing that just keeps going back and forth. And so you have to always grow and learn, and that does begin with your relationship with Christ, is like pursuing Him fully and learning more about Him and growing. That's important. And then on top of that, with like a business that I'm running, Project Passion Productions, I have to constantly learn and grow. I have had to learn how to talk to people, how to understand marketing, how to understand social media, like all these things. Like I'm not kidding. Like, it is a lot of things, and you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself to understand those things. But what you have to do is continually pursue the learning process of those. And so that is a big encouragement. If you don't want to become complacent and you actually want to grow your small business, then you have to stop trying to be the perfectionist. You have to start saying, you know what? Each day I'm going to learn and grow in some way. And that's what you have to do. So obviously today was a little bit shorter of a video, but I do want to finish off. This isn't the end yet. We're not done yet. But what I want to finish off on is like, what is your choice? And so with that whole thing that was looming that happened yesterday, which was really hard. And I don't know, for each one of you, I don't know if it was as hard. Obviously, none of us are really understand because we're not his family. But like, what is your choice? Do you choose like a sport like he did? Do you choose a job? Do you choose, like, what is your choice? And so ultimately, like, I'm asking, like, what is the most important thing to you? And go down in the comments and let me know. You don't have to lie to me. Like, you don't have to make something up. You don't have to tell me what you think what I want to hear. I just want to hear truly, like, where is it, like, right now that you're at that is taking top, you know? What's at top of your priority? What is the most important thing to you? I can answer that. And ultimately for me, at least it's been lately like this, it's always been the Lord for me lately. Like, I have seen how He has been faithful and blessed me and in ways that I do not deserve. And so honestly, like, I really do believe that He's at the top of my list, but I can't say that it's always been. There's been plenty of other things. Basketball has taken the top of my list at times. Trying to be cool has taken the top of my list. Entertainment has taken the top of my list. Like, there's been plenty of things that have taken the top of my list. But it's where I am today. He's at the top of my list. Like, I don't want anything to go above Him because He's the most important thing to me. With all this stuff looming, with the tragic news, and it's not like it ends. Every day someone is gone. At least one. Like, I mean, that is guaranteed. Like, every day someone is gone, is taken. And life is so fragile. And until we realize, hey, we need to realize that. We need to live where we are today fully for the Lord, and stop trying to prove people wrong, to stop trying to be a perfectionist, but to go after what you love. Like, you might be here right now and truly you have something that you love doing, but you always held back from it. And this is the one thing I always touch on, is the fact that you have to start, you have to go for it. maybe you are here today and that's you're just like, I'm coming back here, Zach, I'm not really looking like I want to go for that. I have other videos about it, but I want you to hear what I have right now, and that's you have to go for it. Like if you just sit back, you don't know, you might not have tomorrow. Not that any of us want to hear that, but you might not have tomorrow. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. What we are guaranteed is where we are right now. And where I am right now is in front of my camera talking to all of you. And where I am tomorrow does not matter to me, because tomorrow will take care of itself. But I have to do what I can where I am right now, glorify the Lord, to glorify the Lord. And so, if you are here and you're listening to this, and you are someone who wants to start your small business, or is just kind of scared to really go after your small business, you kind of have it on the side, but it's not something that you really have pursued fully, I really, really, really encourage you to take that leap, because tomorrow's not guaranteed, and I want to see people out there who actually love what they do. I'm tired of seeing so many people who just go do their whatever and they're just like done, they don't smile, they don't enjoy what they're doing and everything, and it's just really weighs on me. I'm like, why do you want this? Like, what is the point of this? Yes, Kobe Bryant, he loved basketball. If you have any idea about his life and what he did, like he poured everything into it. No, is that the way that I would have done it because I'm a Christ follower? Then no, that's not the way. But what I'm saying is, you saw someone who poured so much into it, and in fact, he was going to his daughter's like they were going to a basketball game. He was coaching, like that's what was happening. Like that's how much he put into it. He never stopped. Like he always grew. He always learned. He was always trying to become better. And so you see that, and that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not saying to be like him. Obviously, I would want you to put God first and pursue him ultimately. But when it comes to what you love doing, you can't just say, I'm gonna keep it to the side. It's like a side hustle for my life forever. Especially at this young age, like a young age if you were like me. Yeah, take your chance, take your risk there. You'll learn. Maybe if it's not where the Lord's leading you, guess what? Then you just follow where the Lord is leading you. So this video ended up being a little bit longer than I thought, but I would love if you guys could go down and hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. Also, don't forget to just comment below about some of the things I asked. And again, keep all the people that were involved in that in your prayers as well, because that is not a good thing, not fun, really hard. So this is where I'm going to leave you. I will see you Friday. Peace out.